Hello, good morning. Today, this is the class of BA1 Semester 1 of Microeconomics. My name is Dr. Amita Marva and I will be starting with the Unit 3 of Utility and Indifference Curve. The term utility was first introduced initially as a measure of pleasure or satisfaction within the theory of utilitarianism by moral philosophers such as Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. Now, before starting the concept of utility, you have to understand the concept of utilitarianism, which was given by Jeremy Bentham. Utilitarianism concept was actually dependent upon consequentialism, or rather it took inspiration from consequentialism. Consequentialism is a little different from egoism and altruism, which were another branches. Utilitarianism concept talked about the end result. They said that the end result of anything, if that particular consuming that particular thing results in a happiness, then in that way that happiness is the utility received. So that utilitarianism hence became it's a version, as I said, of consequentialism, and it is a family of normative ethical theories that promotes actions that maximize happiness and well-being for all affected individuals. So utility actually came out from this particular concept. Utility, in order to understand utility, you have to understand three keywords associated with it: cardinal ordinal measurement of utility, utilitarianism, and neoclassical school of thought. The reason you have to study the neoclassical school of thought is basically because the Marshall, who gave the concept of diminishing marginal utility, he did belong to neoclassical school of thought. Now, the basic difference between cardinal and ordinal measurement of utility, cardinal utility to economics, can be seen as the assumption that utility can be measured through quantifiable characteristics. Quantifiable characteristics means that when utility can be actually can be expressed in terms of numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, they have given the examples of a height, weight, and temperature. As we all know that we measure or we express height, weight, and temperature in terms of numbers. So that's what the cardinal measurement utility did. It gave it was based on the assumption that the utility is actually quantifiable, whereas ordinal utility actually did not agree with the concept of cardinal utility and challenged the concept and stated that cardinal utility is a psychological phenomenon, and there is no way that anyone can express how much utility or how much satisfaction the person got when he was hungry with a one bite. So cardinal utility was actually challenged, and in this place ordinal utility came into forefront. Ordinal utility is not quantifiable characteristic expressing the utility in terms of quantifiable characteristics. Rather, it compares, ordinal utility compares the two combination of goods. So this is where the indifference curve comes from. Because indifference curve refers to the graphical representation of various alternative combination of bundles of two goods among which the consumer is indifferent. Alternatively, indifference curve is the locus of point that shows such combination of two commodities which give the consumer same satisfaction. So actually, indifference curve also have many properties. It describes all the combination of good consumers is indifferent to. It is downward sloping and convex to the origin. Point on the same indifference curve will give same satisfaction, and under the higher the indifference curve, higher will be the satisfaction. The indifference curve is in front of you. As you can see, it is made up of two combination of good X and good Y, and the lines which you can see in red, which are actually downward sloping, are nothing but the IC1 curves, IC2 curves, and IC3 curves. As we have already explained, that what happens when the consumer shifts from IC1 to IC3, he is increasing his satisfaction level. But if the movement is happening on the same indifference curve, then in that case his satisfaction level remains the same. Now, indifference curve is drawn on the basis of indifference schedule. Now, how do you make a schedule or a table of an indifference curve, or any curve or schedule for that matter? You actually divide the table into, let's say, 3 or 4 parts. In this case, 3. In first one, you will take combination, that is good X, biscuits, that is no, combination is actually A, B, C, D, E, that is the proportion in which these two goods, biscuit good X and banana good Y, will be actually taken into consideration. Now, in this case, biscuits consumption is 1, whereas bananas is 12. In case of a B combination, there seems to be an increase in the biscuits consumption from 1 to 2 and the bananas from 12 to 8. So as you can see, in this case, what is happening, then one particular good is being substituted for the other. Now in this case, bananas is being substituted for biscuits. So as you can see, there are two combinations or phenomena are taking place over here. One is a rate of substitution. There is a rate of a substitution going on, and the consumption of the bananas are decreasing, whereas the consumption of the biscuits are increasing. So you have to understand that what happens is that no matter what combination the person or consumer is choosing, he is indifferent between this combination. Hence, we have mentioned the combination in first series of our column. In difference curve analysis, as I have told you, that this is the curve that defines the combination of two or more goods that give a consumer the same level of satisfaction. Now, MRTS is very important, the rate at which a consumer is willing to substitute one good for another and to stay at home on the satisfaction level. Now, marginal rate of substitution is actually made of marginal rate of substitution is actually made of, as you can see, MRS XY is equal to minus MUX upon MUY. The reason we are writing a negative sign is, as you can see, that in this case what is happening, that it is actually reducing 1 and then it did gain 3. It started, but the proportion of Y kept on decreasing. So that is why this concept is known as marginal rate of substitution. Marginal rate of substitution also leads to the properties of indifference curve. 4 important properties are: property 1, indifference curve slopes downward to the right, as you have seen. Second property, indifference curves are convex to the origin. Property 3, indifference curve cannot intersect each other. And property 4, a higher indifference curve represents a higher level of satisfaction than a lower indifference curve. These are some important concepts of indifference curve which we'll be talking about in this particular class. In the next